Welcome, everybody, to the
I'm Fat podcast.
Snacks are best saved for later.
With Jay Zawoski.
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
And Rick Camp.
Out of the mist came a beast more stomach than man.
Welcome into another edition of the I'm Fat podcast, brought to you by our sponsors, Charlie the Baking Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Frato's Culinary Kitchen, and Nick and Ivy Brewing. I am Rick Camp alongside fellow fat Jay Zawoski. Jay, we are refreshed after a week off. Lots of things going on. Yeah, refreshed-ish. Week off. You had a trip. We had the 4th of July. Like, lots of stuff has been going on, so I know we got a lot to get to today.
There is a ton to get to, so very quickly, make sure you're following us on all of our social medias at I'm Fat Pod. That's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Threads.
Threads. Yes, we have extra of those in our clothing.
More crap to post.
Yeah,
but yes,
right.
We are on Threads, and I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I've kind of enjoyed it a little bit. It's a little bit different, but we'll see where it goes from here. So we're on Threads too at I'm Fat Pod. We've got our merchandise shop, I'mFatMerch.com. Rick's sporting the No Bad Words old style I'm Fat podcast shirt. Whole bunch of cool stuff to get in the shop as well. So check it out at I'mFatMerch.com. Got our Patreon at I'm Fat Pod. And if you want to kick in a few bucks a month, you can do that with the description in the podcast here via Spotify. Just throw a couple bucks a month. Be very, very helpful. Or if you don't want to give us any of your money, that's understandable. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And of course, we've got our YouTube channel, youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast. Go subscribe to that page for us and hit that like button for us anytime you see a video. All right. I think I've covered everything, right?
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right, good. So the reason I took last week off, and it was me, not you, I was just done, man. That trip to Nashville,
it was a blast.
It was a lot of work. Like, it was mostly work, not in a bad way. I mean, I went to the NHL draft. It was awesome. Like, it was my first time covering anything of that scale. And it was just really cool to be there. Like, you've watched the draft. The NHL draft is especially cool because for those that don't know, it takes place in a rink, and all the teams have their tables on the ice. Well, they cover the ice. It's not like everyone's sliding everywhere. But like
that would be better.
Floor. So all 32 teams are on the equivalent of the rink, and then there's a stage. So there's GMs like literally standing up and walking over to talk to other GMs and stuff. It was really cool to be cool. But it was just fast and furious. Like, day one, I was really kind of nervous, but day one was easier. Day two, I'm like, this will be a breeze. And then all of a sudden, the Hawks had like 3 picks within like 10 minutes. And I was down getting an interview with one player. Then they picked another guy. He came down. And then as soon as that got wrapped up, another Hawk was there. I'm like, I don't know who this is. I didn't even see who they drafted.
Yeah.
That's how rapid fire it was. So I'm literally like running a recorder like, hey, what's it like to be drafted? And then I, like, who is that?
So we're like, was it scheduled for them to have those 3 picks already, or were they like trading on the clock to get there?
Oh, yeah. So they were, but the second round, like, it was going maybe 2-3 minutes between picks.
Oh, wow.
It was like boom, boom, boom. And then the Hawks, the guys that are there, they take them off the stage and they walk them down to like the media room. And they had, so like Connor Bedard and like some of the bigger name GMs had like a bigger table. And then there were probably like 30 chairs around that. But then otherwise there were 8 pods. So like elevated, think about like radio, like Super Bowl week. Okay. Right? Like every player gets their own pods. They had 8 of those, and then they would just kind of rotate as the day would go on. And at one point there were 3 Hawks within like 15 minutes. So it was just crazy. But I did get to have some food.
Nice.
Which is great. I'm going to go chronologically, babe. And I didn't take a picture here, but the first stop we went to halfway between Chicago and Nashville was Louisville. And we went to a place called Against the Grain. It is literally next to it's actually attached to, rather, the Louisville Bats minor league baseball stadium. It's
nice.
So on their menu, it said world's greatest chicken tendies. And Rick, you know me.
Yep.
That's throwing down the gauntlet food-wise for me.
It really is.
And I don't know if I can say they're the world's best chicken tendies. However, I struggle to think of a better one.
Wow.
Like, I may have had as good as Against the Grain, but I've not had better than Against the Grain. They were terrific.
Nice.
Everybody liked that place. And I got to say, man, like, if you're looking for a quick getaway, maybe, 3 days, 2 nights or something, Louisville is a good place to go. You've got the Louisville Slugger Museum. You've got minor league baseball happening. Like, it's a cool little downtown.
And you can go to, I believe our friend Lawrence Holmes has said this, around the football stadium. They have like legends on like light posts and stuff.
Yeah.
They have a Doug Buffone.
They should have a damn Doug Buffone statue.
Right.
Or a fountain. And one is it spits dip. And the other one spits ash. And it's Doug drinking from the wrong can at some point during the post-game show. That's the statue. So half the time it spits out like brown water. The second spits out ash. And it's a perfect Doug Buffone statue.
It really is.
Yeah. But yeah, Louisville's great. We did the Louisville Slugger Museum last time we went through, and it is worth every penny. It's so cool. You tour, they show you how all the bats are made. And then there's like this room where you can hold like a legitimately Babe Ruth's bat or Jackie Robinson's bat. Like not a replica, like the actual, but you got to put gloves on and everything.
Oh, wow.
It's really cool. It is a completely worthwhile trip. So Against the Grain was a place we went there. So then Nashville, we were like, again, really busy. We went grocery shopping the first night, got up early, ate at home, but finally got to have some barbecue. Finally. And we went to a place. I'm going to share the screen here. It's called Peg Leg Porker. Now, this was at the advice of Charlie the Bacon Guy. When Charlie the Bacon Guy says go somewhere, you do it.
Yes.
So you're looking at is my whole plate there. So there's a half slab of ribs from the Peg Leg Porker. There's some of the creamiest mac and cheese, and it's shells.
Yeah, shells are so key. We've talked about this.
The crinkle cut fries, which were perfect. And then on the bottom left there is the banana pudding with the Nilla wafers in it. And dude, that dry rub.
Dude, and it is caked on there.
It's caked. And I was sort of like, when I first got it, I was like, oh, do I want like that much?
Right.
Like, I wasn't sure if I wanted that much dry rub on it.
Sure.
But I'm going to see maybe, there you go. I can zoom in. So yeah, you can see how much is on there. It was awesome. And so it fell off the bone, but not like in that like a sloughing way where it's like too wet. It still had like a nice like tenderness to it, like a little bit of a pull, but it came off clean. They were excellent ribs. I'm not usually a big rib guy. Now and again,
a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, but they were not messy. The barbecue sauce was great, and I should have gone back in line and gotten like a big thing of the rib rub because it was like $14.99, but it was like a big bottle of it.
Nice.
But the way it worked is, it's one of those places you get in line, you order, and then they bring it out to you like, not like a Chipotle, but there was a long line. So for me to get back in line, it would have been a big investment. But we got there right in time. We walked right up, and then we turned around and said, holy cow, we got here just in time because the line behind us was like out the door.
Oh, wow.
But it was excellent. Absolutely great. Great recommendation from Charlie the Bacon Guy, which, of course, right? He's never going to steer you wrong. So that was great. And then the other place we went was called 312 Pizza Company. It was a Chicago-based or Chicago-inspired restaurant. So they got your thin crust, your deep dish, Chicago dogs, and Italian beef sandwiches and all that stuff. So they brought us like samples of everything. So they brought us a deep dish, thin crust. Both of those were great. Very Chicago authentic. The beef sandwich I had there, it's in Germantown in Nashville. Among the best beefs I've ever had.
Wow.
It was terrific. It was excellent Italian beef. So if you're down in Nashville, the 312 Pizza Company, if you get a little bit homesick for Chicago food, it definitely scratches the itch. It's definitely authentic. The deep dish was like the cheesiest deep dish I've ever had. It was a ton of cheese, which was great. Thin crust was good and crispy, but that Italian beef, Oh man, that was good. Of course, they had Malort and 312 and all the Chicago things available there for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was anybody in the crew that went? Or do they claim to be Malort people, or did they just like do it for the bit at all?
We didn't do it because it was kind of early. It was like 11:30.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was kind of an early day for us.
Okay,
So
that's fair because
the night of the draft, so we didn't want to.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
but like, if you need any other reason to know that Malort is bad, one of its biggest advocates is Chris Ranchi.
Oh well,
that is big old red flag.
Yeah, it is the Cardinals of drinks. I will say though, it's not as bad as everybody says it is. Like it's bad.
It's bad, and I would never choose it.
Correct. But when you get the dare, it's not like it's gonna make you throw up. You're just like, ooh, that's kind of ugh. Yeah. And like the initial taste is actually kind of good, but then it just lingers forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like the bad part of it lingers. And then the other thing we did was we went to a place called Hopsmith where we had our CHGO meetup, which was cool. It was the day before the draft. And we had like 20 people come and meet us there, which is great. And they had like giant ass mozzarella sticks. Again, failed to get pictures because I was like in my nervous work zone. But it was great. If you want to see the 312 Pizza Company, though, go to the CHGO Twitter account or CHGO Blackhawks Twitter account, and we posted a video. Like we have a highly produced. Ryan Green is like the All City videographer. So like basically anything you see produced from All City is him.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's awesome at what he does, and he made like a whole video of us eating this stuff. So it was good. Nashville was great. Being out at the draft, is a thing. Like, because we wanted to make sure we're here. Like, I know we're tired, but let's go out for an hour and a half.
Sure.
Me and Greg Boyson we were the early to bed nerds. The younger kids stayed out. But you walk into Tootsie's in Nashville, and like there's Dallas Stars coach Pete DeBoer, like ordering drinks at the bar, and you go upstairs. Oh, there's Luke Richardson, the Hawks head coach, like just standing there drinking a beer. And oh, there's the Hawks assistant GM Megan Hunter. Oh, there's John Bujagross. It was like, oh my god,
there's Kyle Davidson answering questions on the street.
It was great.
Which, by the way, like I totally get the dude not thinking. Like if you just look at Kyle Davidson, you do not think GM of an NHL team.
So here's the thing about him, and maybe it doesn't show on television.
Mm-hmm.
He's like 5'6".
Oh,
yeah, he's like tiny. So like the first time I saw him in person, I'm like, whoa, he's small. Like that was my first thought. So you never see him walking down the street and think. And he had his hat backwards, he had a t-shirt on. It's not like he was wearing a Hawks polo.
Right.
He was almost as if he was trying to be anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was great. If you missed the Kyle from Chicago thing, and then because I thought like, oh, that might have been set up. And then we went to the first day of development camp, and Luke Richardson was wearing the Kyle from Chicago obvious shirt.
Nice.
And he said the same thing. Like I thought it was set up, but it wasn't. So the fact that he was able to play it off that cool and funny, like it was good. So the trip was great. I sent you the picture from Nashville. Excessive heat warning.
Yes. Dude,
it was hot. Thank God we were inside a lot, but when we were outside for those short amounts of time, especially in the day, for the first day of the draft, we parked maybe like 4 blocks from Bridgestone.
Okay.
And by the time we got in the building, the 4 of us were just like, oh God, like, we can't be out here another second.
Did they limit the tickets to the draft for Blackhawks fans?
No, I don't think they always claim to do that, but it never seemed like it worked.
No.
Yeah, there were a ton of Hawks fans there, and understandably, but it was cool, man. Like that's a historic day for the Hawks.
Yeah.
And to be there when it happens, and like to talk to I've talked to the kid now like 4 times since he's been drafted.
Nice.
It really for a 17-year-old, that's really impressive. Like it's awesome. It's really a historic moment for them, to be there for that was really, really special. So it was good. Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good trip.
I did not have as eventful of a 2 weeks. I went to 7-Eleven this last week. I did find something though. And I was like, okay, let's like I always my mindset when I walk in the door is just, okay, what am I coming in here for? Because there's always something that I'm actually like have the intention to go in and just grab and go. But then I'm like, no, check if there's something new, because there's always something new at 7-Eleven.
Yes.
And there was jumbo Froot Loops snacks.
See, now these have my attention.
And I wasn't smart enough to take a picture of them like next to anything to get like a comparison size wise. But I would say probably the size of the joystick on like a controller, like a PlayStation controller or something.
Oh, okay.
So like decently significant size.
So
like you could,
size.
Yeah, exactly. Which actually, boy, you know what? It's not even worth it because it wouldn't be able to be seen anyway. I've been playing Madden a little bit lately, and I'm someone where I abuse the controller when I play. I'm not mad. It's just like the way I play. I have like I straight up like have a callus on my thumb.
Nice.
Or like a recovering callus. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But like these are something where they're the right size and they taste just like Froot Loops. Like everything is the same. It's just like they took a Froot Loop and it's like a picture and they dragged it from the corner and made it a little bit bigger. That's really all it is. So like they're the right size to where if you wanted to put them out at like a party as just like, oh, here's the chips, here's the pretzels, here's the giant Froot Loops. Like you could totally do that.
Okay, so when I saw the bag, I was thinking they'd be the size of like, Hostess donuts.
Yeah.
I was thinking they would be that big. And I said, that might be too big. And that might be like you have to eat it like in several bites.
Oh,
but they're still bite-sized.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's basic. Yeah. It's pretty well bite-sized at that point still. So I recommend them. I mean, they're not the like, because it's anything at 7-Eleven. It's not the cheapest in the world, but for like a snack, just like a nice snack to have of just like, it's not breakfast, but I want that cereal taste. Yeah. I think they're fun, and I hope they do that with more types of cereal because it was really good, and I'm gonna go back. If my schedule wasn't so weird, I was hoping to have another bag for today, but my schedule this week has just been all over the place. But still, like, highly recommend the Froot Loops jumbo snacks at 7-Eleven's the only place I've seen them so far.
Okay.
So if you see them out, people should hit up the I'm Fat Podcast fans page. Do that or shoot us the email imfatpod@gmail.com. Alert everybody.
Okay. Yeah, I want to try them because I was afraid if they were too big, they wouldn't be good. But I love Froot Loops. I've always been a big fan of shitty cereal.
Yes.
Long time shitty cereal guy. Down with that. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention one thing about Nashville.
Okay.
Our buddy Mark Fishman, our graphic design guy, he makes all of our logos, most of our shirts, and all that stuff. Yep. He's got a buddy down in Nashville who owns a cookie shop.
Oh,
Mother Effins is the name of the cookie shop.
And
on our porch one day in Nashville at our Airbnb, we had a little shipment of cookies, and you could see them there on your screen.
That's awesome. Those are great.
So those chocolate chip with like the sea salt, but the ones on the bottom left, those were chipless. So they're chocolate chip cookies without the chocolate chips.
Yes.
They were awesome.
Yes. This is, dude, there were so many times where like people are like, what's your favorite part of a cookie? And they're like, oh, it's a super chocolate chip part. Man, sometimes just having like a dough part, like where it's just the cookie is so good. I would eat the hell out of those. Those looked incredible. Yeah.
So Mother Effins, if you're in Nashville, I guess you got to go to Nashville to get them, Rick.
Well,
maybe not. I'm sure somewhere else on earth has chipless cookies, and perhaps our friends at Frato's Culinary Kitchen and FratosBakery.com will come up with a chipless chip for us at some point here. But look, everything you get at Frato's Bakery is good. The brownies, the cookies, we say they're the best we've ever had, and I still stand by that. Mother Effins were great, but those cookies from FratosBakery.com are outstanding. And of course, if you're going to check out FratosBakery.com, you're going to want to check out FratosPizza.com because at FratosPizza.com, you save 10% on your order every time with the code I'm Fat. Get yourself the I'm Fat burger, the I'm Fat pizza, the I'm Fat grilled cheese, but everything on their menu is absolutely incredible. Go visit them, 628 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg. at Frato's Pizza on Instagram. That really gives you the idea of what you're getting at Frato's. And you got those giant mozzarella sticks, like the size of a grown man's forearm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good, as you'd imagine. Go check those out too. We love our friends at Frato's. I got to get out there soon. Absolutely. Maybe this week I'm going to head out there. You should too. FratosPizza.com, FratosBakery.com, at Frato's Pizza on Instagram. Use that code I'm fat to save 10% on your order at FratosPizza.com. All right, I got a bunch today, and I know this is what happens when I take a week off.
Yeah.
So I gotta like kind of catch up on everything. But one little last like remnant from Nashville. So when I left BBM, I kind of took all my big boy clothes and donated them.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm running away from this management thing as fast as I can. It was cool. Like I enjoyed it, but like now that I'm not doing it anymore, I'm very glad I'm not. So I got rid of a lot of my dressier clothes. I'm like, shit, I'm going to the draft. I need to get some stuff. So, I wear these golf shorts from Target. I've been talking about these for a couple years. I'm actually wearing them now. I'm not going to stand up, but they're kind of like, I don't know what you would call it, like stretchy, kind of like silky. I don't know how you describe that. But God damn it.
Boy, I was going to say, if you did that motion anymore, you were going to be a bell player at Texas Tech.
There, I'm showing some leg.
Yeah, you are.
They're like, I don't know. I don't know what you call that.
Jay's rubbing himself on camera.
They're not cotton. They're not like gym shorts, but they're, I don't know, like golf polo material. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes, it does.
All right. Well, they also make these in pants. And I went to Target because Hope's like, you should go to Lululemon and get those, whatever. And I'm like, I'm not paying $100. There's no way I'm paying $120 for one item of clothing ever.
Yeah.
Unless it's a suit.
Sure.
Right? For one pair of pants? Absolutely not. So I said, these shorts work for me. Let me go try the pants at Target. They did. I got 3 pair. Great. But then I needed nicer socks. So I went to Marshall's. Which, if you ever need to stock up on socks, don't get them at Target or anywhere else. Go to Marshall's and get cheap-ass socks. So I got a 3-pack from the brand Polo. Nice brand, right? Kind of a high-end brand. Good price, look nice. Go out for one night.
Yeah.
And we get the sock dents. Now, normies might be saying, Jay, what are sock dents? Fat people are nodding in agreement. Sock dents are what you get when you have fat ankles and you wear socks for, maybe 6 minutes. And it just compresses your leg into the sock. So when you take the sock off, it's very clear where the top of your sock was and where your calf ended. So there's literally a dent in your leg.
It's like if you took meat out of the encasing.
Yes.
That's kind of what it would look like.
Rick, my sock dents were so bad I opted not to go out that night.
Really?
Yeah, because it was that or wear jeans. I'm not wearing
jeans.
So I'm like, no, I have sock dents. I'm staying home. However, fat hack. I needed to wear them the next day because I only brought the 3 pair with me. Next time you have sock dent socks, take the top, fold it over. Like, take it, fold the top down and pull it down.
Yeah.
Sock dents.
Okay.
Yeah, fat hack.
Now, were you extra sweaty then because you had basically 2 layers of sock?
Well, here's the thing. My feet don't sweat. I think it's because of the diabetes. I never have sweaty feet. Even when I'm sweaty, my hands and feet do not sweat.
Okay.
So, I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's convenient. So not an issue for me. And these were real thin. I got thin socks on purpose because I knew I was going to be hot. Yeah. So that worked.
Okay. You totally saved yourself from the easily being able to shop at Target part of this with the very relatable sock dents.
All right. They sell biggish sizes there. They sell like 42, 44s, whatever. They sell decent sizes at Target. So don't make fun of me, Rick Camp, you jerk. If you need to go to Target, take your Mazda. from Mazda of Orland Park, 8910 West 159th Street in Orland Park. 708-444-3200 is the phone number. Ask for Eric Vates. That's our guy. He is a fan of the podcast. He's a big fan of the White Sox, if those things interest you. He'll talk sports with you all day, but most importantly, he's going to get you behind a wheel of an excellent Mazda. That's what I drive. I drive the CX-5 from 2015, the CX-30 from 2022, and I absolutely love both of my cars and will be a Mazda customer for life, not just because the cars are great, but because the service at Mazda of Orland Park is absolutely outstanding. Again, give them a call, 708-444-3200, or go to 8910 West 159th Street in Orland Park. But yeah, Rick, Target stuff is big guy accommodating. Now, if you were, I would say, I think I've seen up to 42 there.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's my light. That's the max of my life. That's the biggest my waist has ever been.
I wish I could claim the same.
That's the biggest I've been as a 42. But yeah, I was pleased with these. These worked out really well for me. And what's nice is I can throw them in the wash and then just hang them up. They don't get real wrinkled. They're just called, if you're at Target, golf pants or golf shorts. That's how they're labeled. It's their own brand that is it in motion or all in motion? Something like that.
It's something along those lines.
Yeah. So it's like,
thankfully, it's been long enough since I worked there that I just don't know anymore.
Yeah. It's like where you'll find like the workout men's clothes are. It's like in that general vicinity. So
you think that's a good reference point for these
as
listeners of this podcast?
Or you can see it.
Okay.
It's really like the tank tops that are made of that, whatever that material is. So
yeah.
Dick.
Okay. I've got something that I saw as a hack on TikTok that it was very relevant for this week. Just with it being some of the hottest days of the year, with the 4th of July being this past week. And it's when you're trying to buy a watermelon.
Mm-hmm.
There is obviously the stem side. But then the opposite side, Jay's drinking prime drink. That's just another one of those things for the pod. But look at the other side. Like, basically, look at the watermelon's bee hole.
Yes.
And the bigger the bee hole, the sweeter the watermelon, which is just a philosophy we've all, gone by anyway.
A man on the video, and I'm not going to share it here, but I have a picture of what he was talking about. He called it the areola.
Yeah.
And I do believe that is actually the correct term. Where did this go?
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
I like thinking of it as the watermelon's butthole.
I mean, that's a more accurate description.
Yeah.
But yeah, because an areola protrudes typically.
Right. Yeah. This is the old goes down into a certain point.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, the watermelon's bee hole or areola.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger it is, the sweeter the watermelon.
Yes. And
the other
4th of July water. I'm not the biggest, just have a slice of watermelon person, but it's a requirement on the 4th of July.
And it has to be cold.
Yes.
Don't put your room temperature ass watermelon out there, Karen. Throw that shit in not the microwave, in the fridge, and make sure it is cold.
Yeah.
I love watermelon. It is my favorite fruit by far. The other thing, by the way, with a watermelon is, I know this from working in produce, if you pick it up and you slap it and it sounds hollow, that means it's ripe. If there's like a boom
interesting
sound to it, like you can hear I don't know how to describe it, but when you hear it's like boom. Kind of like
there's some unsavory jokes you could make off of that too, but we're not going to make them.
Yeah, if you'd like to spank it before you finger the butthole, then by all means, do you. But that is a helpful tip. I appreciate that. Because that's a lot easier than just looking at or trying to slap it correctly.
Yes.
Yeah. So, all right. I like that. Thank you for that tip, because you can just look at it instead of having to pick up every one of them and slap it like a weirdo.
Right.
I want to share this before it gets too late, because I feel like this is a treat for everybody.
Okay.
Remember our guy who found Chonkosaurus? His name was Al Scorch. Over by there is his TikTok, the Chicago guy. He made the rounds. He's back. And I think this time
Mhm.
it's even better than last time. I'm going to let this speak for itself. This is from our pal L Scorch. Follow him on TikTok at Over By There. Just listen to one of his latest productions.
You know, I got to thinking about how much I love Chicago-style hot dogs, and I got to thinking about how much I love Emily Dickinson, and I thought, you know, what would Emily Dickinson write about Chicago-style hot dogs? So I took a crack at it, and maybe it'd be something like mustard's acid yellow dressing, relish verdant green so vibrant, onions, tomatoes, cucumbers cut into vegetables refinement, light as tufted seeds upon the wind so buoyant, angel's fluff, the hot dog bun, flecked with poppy seeds, this holy vessel holds all of summertime's enjoyment. Botanical salinity of celery salt's anointment, as sporting pepper's jaunty spice joins with the kosher dill, the spirit it pierced, the sight of Christ dogs split open on the grill, and the mingling of charcoal upon the humid wind, let all who care to know or notice that summer once again begins.
I mean, that's just outstanding.
That's awesome.
And what I
And
love,
like you just get like the few words of like hardcore accent in there.
and the thing about the Chicago accent that I have left out is the emphasis on the T.
Yes.
Appointment, my friend. You know what I mean? Like that's a nice little pickup, and he's great. And like, what's so cool about that account is I thought they'd just be these meatballs on Twitter, but they're really into botany and nature, and they like explain a lot of it.
There's if nothing else, I was going to say he exposed himself as not being your garden variety. Like,
he's not
with that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, being like, yeah, I'm going to do this Emily Dickinson style thing. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
So you're putting on. We got you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he shared his email because he had a friend like make a print of this poem in the next TikTok. I think he needs a fat bracket.
That's fair.
Yeah, I'm going to try to reach
it.
out to him and see if he's interested in it. That would be cool, and I'm sure we'd be able to put him on for 15 minutes to announce his bracket.
Yeah,
in the Chicago accent. So I just wanted to share that. I thought that was really cool.
Nice.
I thought our listeners would enjoy. It's just so like
Mustard's acid yellow dressing, relish verdant green so vibrant.
It's
so vibrant.
So vibrant, my friends.
Yeah. Right. When he said he totally lost the like random guy thing when he's like, was it verdant green or whatever? It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, you're next level on this. I actually have a place that I tried this. You know, it's like last couple of weeks. It's either been work or whatever, so I haven't been able to try as much as I'd like. Today, tried El Puente, which is at 112 East Main Street in St. Charles. Now, so essentially, if you're going down North Avenue in St. Charles and you are heading west, it's going to be right before you hit the Fox.
Okay.
So it's like it's between 2nd Street and Riverside. So like basically the block right before you're going to hit the water. So it's interesting because some of this was a little hit or miss in terms of what you got. Sam got fajitas, said they were good, not great.
Okay.
So if you're a fajita person, maybe this is the time you pivot. I got it was like a combo thing, and I was able to get a beef enchilada, chicken quesadilla, and steak flauta.
Okay.
In there. And the winner was the steak flauta. Like that thing was awesome. Like the steak was just like, it was cut, it was like cubed at the right size for something like that.
Yeah.
And also just, man, like the fry on that, it was like a nice, like it's almost always better when you have a nice light fry.
Yeah.
Like they lean towards the lighter end of it. So like you got the crunch and like,
you like the flakiness a little bit.
Yes, exactly. It was awesome. So I loved that.
An overdone flauta becomes a catching the crumbs festival where you're like, and it like falls all in your Yeah, you don't want that. You want it to have a little bit of a give to it.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually bite it and eat it.
Yeah, the beef enchilada was really good. I wouldn't say like extraordinary, but a really good option for people. The chicken quesadilla, I think it might have suffered a little because it was a 10-minute drive from there back to where we were eating. So there was a travel thing there. So like take that into consideration, especially with a quesadilla. I think that matters more for a quesadilla more than anything else. But still, the chicken was very good. It wasn't cubed, it was pulled chicken.
Oh.
So I thought that was a nice change because then you're able to get more coverage within the quesadilla.
Give me a pulled chicken in Mexican food all the time. Remember I always talk about de pasada on Taylor. That's what makes her chicken burrito so great.
Yeah, so like overall, really good experience. Like that flauta was legitimately one of the best like flautas I've ever had. So nice. I would recommend it. There's definitely a place to go to if you're in downtown St. Charles, around that area. It's a really good option. Again, 112 East Main Street, which is North Avenue in St. Charles.
El Puente?
Yep.
That's Spanish for the Puente.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So yeah, I took Spanish in high school.
Right.
Well, I'm glad you took me there because yesterday we had one hell of a Mexican meal. Hope and I had tickets to see Jenny Lewis at the Salt Shed. I've never been to Salt Shed. We'll get to that in a second. Okay. But we had to bring Addie out to my sister-in-law's place in Bolingbrook. She spent the night out there, and then we went to the city, and it was like maybe 4:45 when we were leaving. I'm like, I'm hungry now. Let's go get dinner and then worry about getting to the city. So I went to Mago in Bolingbrook, and I've had Mago's catering. I'm going to get the address here. It's in the Promenade Mall. Okay. There's that's right where we went to BD's a couple weeks ago. Yeah. It's in this place. So 641 East Boughton Road is the Promenade in Bolingbrook. Mago Grill and Cantina. So it's kind of like an upscale Mexican place. Like for the two of us to have 2 entrees, guac at the table, and 3 cocktails was like $100. So it wasn't cheap, but it was terrific. It was terrific. And I'm going to share the photos here. First, the tableside guac, which is always a winner. This woman just came into so the I don't know what you call it, like the mashing bowl. I can't think of the name that guacamole is always served in is at your table. And then a woman came up and said, "Hey, do you want some?" We said, "Absolutely." So she takes it to her little station. Yeah. And it's spicy or mild. We got it spicy, so that was great. And then Hope, I got this is my burrito. So this is my Coach Nita Pabil burrito. Oh, wow. That could not be more up your alley. Yes, it was great. So you can see a little piece of the Coach Nita here, like in the front. And then it was like served Suizo style, which is the cheese on top. And then this is like a orange, like a citrusy hot salsa. Interesting. It was almost like a play off of a mango habanero type thing. Yes, but a little more towards orange than towards mango. Sure. Like more like specifically citrusy. Okay. Than a mango, but it was great, and the cochinita was wonderful. And cochinita is always my favorite thing at Chuck's, and I haven't had it forever. And I saw that, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm getting that. So it had rice, beans, all that stuff inside. And I ate it with a fork and knife because it was covered in sauce. And then Hope got like the tacos. She got a fish taco, a potato taco, and then she got a Cochinita Pibil taco as well. Oh no, she got an El Pastor. So she didn't get the potato. She got the fish taco, the El Pastor taco, and then the Cochinita taco. And then you can see like on the left of her plate there is like a torta. And beans. Yeah, they shape it like a bowl and then fill that with beans. Nice. So that was great too. So if you're looking for like a higher end Mexican place in a non super high end, like if this was in Chicago, it would have been like maybe $200. But because it was in Bolingbrook, it was like 119 with tip. Like that's total. So, and we had 3 cocktails and drinks and apps. Like we did it up, and this was like the most full. You ever been so full you're uncomfortable? Yes. I was at that point. I said to Hope, like, I know we got to get to the show, but let's walk around this mall a little bit because I can't just get in a car now for another hour and just drive this full. So we did, maybe half a lap around the promenade.
Okay.
And but man, it was great. So that's Mago in Bolingbrook.
Well, how was the salt shed? I'm curious, and I know it's like a newer venue.
Yeah,
so maybe some people haven't had a chance to go there yet.
Yeah, and I know like not everybody that listens is from Chicago, but like the very famous Morton Salt Shed. It's been in Chicago. Like you've seen Morton Salt. It's the girl with the umbrella. I'm finding a picture of it here. So if people are watching on YouTube, they could see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Girl with the umbrella. It's the very famous salt. And this was forever a salt storage building. Like if you were to walk in that, the room would be full of salt.
Yep.
Like that's what it is. So maybe what was it? Maybe 2 years ago, Rick, that they started doing they made like they
Something
can
like that.
It hasn't been long at all.
No.
So I didn't really know what to expect. I had heard like it's a concrete slab with a stage.
Yeah.
That's the outdoor area. The indoor part of it was really, really nice. Like you walk into the lobby, it's carpeted. There's nice like merchandise stands. There's bars everywhere. It's very like lit in a very stylish way.
Sure.
And the venue, which is literally the shed I just showed you, the sound was excellent. So it's like a triangular roof. And then I was trying to figure out. So from what I could tell, it looked like they put like padded like sound absorbers like along the ceiling.
Good.
And that helped like reflect the sound. But we were maybe 40 yards back from the stage. We had seats, and they were like leather padded seats. They were nice. And then there's like a big general admission area. So maybe we were 40 yards from the stage, and I could hear every word she said, like clearly. I've never, most of the time you go to a concert and like someone's talking and you kind of pick up on half of what they're saying.
Sure.
You could hear everything she was saying clearly, and every lyric was perfectly clear. The sound mix was great, and maybe it's just her audio people. We're going to see First Aid Kit there in like 2 weeks, so I'll have a better like comparison if it's just the venue or just her people. But I was really impressed. It was way nicer than I thought. And then inside, they literally have a guitar shop called Fret 12. And you like go in there and buy a guitar and like guitar straps and guitar strings. Like I was really impressed with the venue. I had kind of low expectations because I thought they just kind of threw something together, like frankly, Northerly Island is in my mind. It's kind of slapped together because they needed something to do with the space. But they did a really nice job with this. I will say, if you're going, get there early because you have two options. You have street parking, or they've got a big lot, but it's valet. It was $45 to park.
45.
So it was either find a spot on the street or pay $45 to park.
Or they've got you by the newts.
Yeah. So Hope and I got there like as the show was starting, and we're like, we're kind of screwed. We did a couple laps and couldn't find anything. So I would say either plan on getting there early and finding street parking, or like park somewhere close and then maybe Uber over. But 45 is a lot.
That is a lot.
And there was no like, oh, if you go 3 blocks that way, there's like a $20 park yourself option. It was that or nothing. So that was our one complaint. But overall, tons of bars, like not a lot of waiting, pristine bathrooms. It blew my expectations away. Again, I thought it was just a stage in a room, but it was they spent a lot of time on this, and it's only getting nicer. And then they had like out in they didn't use the outdoor part for this one. They call that the fairgrounds, but a bunch of food trucks like outside there. So they did a really nice job. It was beautiful. And one of the food trucks was Pizza Friendly, which I went to a while back, and then Hope and Addie and I went there this week again. And boy, it's right next to the Empty Bottle. I'm bad with neighborhoods in Chicago. I don't know what neighborhood that is, but it's 1039 Northwestern Avenue. It's where Pizza Friendly is. And again, just a terrific experience there. Great pizza. We got the like burrata, and we got the sausage, and I think Hope got like a potato one. But the sausage pizza had like giardiniera on it, and Addie ate it and loved it. I was really proud of her. So you can see the top left one there is the burrata.
Yeah.
Like a combination of mozzarella and ricotta.
Okay.
I had burrata before, like a creamy mozzarella almost.
Yeah.
The one on the top right, that's the sausage. You can see the giardiniera in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one closest to you on the screen, youtube.com/imfatpodcast, that's the potato. So those rounded things on top are like little potato slices with some pickled onions on there. And the dough at Pizza Friendly, I would say it's like focaccia. Like a crispy focaccia dough.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably technically Detroit style, but man, it's wonderful. So check it out, 1039 Northwestern Avenue. If you're going to a show at the Empty Bottle, they're literally like joined by a hallway. You can get to one from the other. So make sure you check out Pizza Friendly. It's a tiny little place, and I think they opened at like 4. So you it's not like you can go there for lunch kind of a place.
Sure.
But excellent pizza. And you'd buy slices. So I got 2 slices and I was beyond full. We also got the breadsticks.
Mm-hmm.
It came with a hot honey dip.
Ooh,
dude. It was damn good. It was
nice.
Really good. Yeah.
So this is a big week for really me.
Yeah.
Because 4th of July is always a great day for me, at least on social media. Because the Rick Camp home run, the best home run in Major League history, happened on, I think it was technically the 3 a.m. on the 5th. But the game started on the 4th of July. And now, Shaq has a restaurant coming to the area, Big Chicken. And I believe it's Tuesday they're opening. And the first 34 people for his number with the Lakers, the one that people most remember him wearing.
Yes.
Get free chicken sandwiches for a year. And that brings to light, I think, everybody's favorite picture of me ever.
Yes.
Me sitting in line at Real Urban Barbecue at like, who knows? I don't remember what time that was. I was maybe around like 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. And that was in like October. So, and it was like chilly for October where it was like well below freezing. So I was set to be there for a hot minute. So I had a blanket. I was wearing, I think I was wearing my pea coat. Like I had the Under Armour stuff on, and I had my laptop bag in case I got bored. So
you're the only person in line.
Yes. Well, so here was my thought process. If I am the first person in line, I will stay. If I am not, I will not stay, and I'll come back around lunchtime. Because I had to work that day anyway at Illinois Media School, but I had already talked to the director, and they're like, hey, if you get first in line, stay. Like, goodbye us. As long as you work your hours on the day, I don't care when they are. Cool. So you know what I did? I got free barbecue for a year. Now, this is 1 sandwich a week, but still, it's like 52 free sandwiches in a year. Not hard to take.
What did you get at Real Urban? How do they define free barbecue?
It was $50 a month. So, yeah. So, it,
that's
one,
nice.
Oh, it's still great. Yeah. 1, maybe 2, like 1 and change, 1 and a partial of times going there that would cover. Or sometimes it'd be like, hey, I remember the cake balls that they had there were awesome. Like I say that part in the past tense because Real Urban is still there and it's still great, but they don't have the cake balls anymore.
Okay.
That part's disappointing.
So Shaq gives you a free sandwich per week.
Yes. Instead of David Schuster.
You only have to be one of the first 34 in line, like you said. So are you going to try this Tuesday?
I'm not sure. I might.
I mean, how often do you get to Rosemont, though? That's the question.
Not often. Not often at all. Like,
yeah.
It would be a very out of the way trip. to do that. It's going to be 9437 West Higgins Road for those that are contemplating being part of this.
And it says there's another one in the works along Roselle Road in Schaumburg. But if you're right there, you're just going to go to Frato's. So sorry,
Right.
Shaq.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's kind of your thing.
It is.
It's good hashtag content.
It really is. I might have to do this.
I think you should do it.
Okay.
All right, do it. Do it.
I mean, first 34 in line. That's a lot of wiggle room. I mean, I'm sure it'll probably be different than Real Urban because of just like the location is better for more people to be around. But still, like, I was the first person and like one of two people there at Real Urban for quite a while. And I got there, I think it was like 3.5 hours before it opened, maybe 4.
Yeah, it's not
which
bad.
for something like this is actually not that terrible.
Yeah, especially it's July and not winter.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Yeah, not 20 degrees sans wind chill in October.
Yeah. Well, bring yourself some Nick and Ivy beer to keep yourself cool while you wait. Keep it in a brown paper bag. You don't want to get arrested before you
right.
before you get your free chicken sandwich. But go check out our friends at Nick and Ivy Brewing in Lockport, 1026 South State Street. Family owned and operated by Paul and Chrissy. It is an awesome place. It's an awesome place. We went out there to try it before we signed up, to have them on the podcast. And we're just blown away by how damn good the beer was. And not only how good it was, but how, I guess you would say, there was a beer for everybody there. Right? Like if you're really into like the hoppy, like really challenging, really like complex, like good on you. That's not really my thing. I want a beer that's easy to drink, that's cool and refreshing, that tastes good. Maybe sometimes I want a sour. Maybe sometimes I want a Radler. Whatever your thing is, Nick and Ivy has got it for you. From traditional European beers to the modern styles that everybody loves now, they're the place to go. They embrace sports and sports culture, which they like us to point out because I think a lot of people, if you've ever been to like Three Floyds, there's no chance there's a sporting event on there. No, you can't. 9 TVs tuned into all the sports you want. And if you love music like I do and like Rick does, they've got live music every Tuesday and open mic every Friday and Saturday. The open mic stuff is legit. It's really good. It's not a bunch of like bad karaoke people. It's people that know what they're doing. And the live music on Tuesdays is great as well. They don't have food aside from, chips and stuff like that, but there's tons of great food right around there. And they deliver to Nick and Ivy for free. So go check them out. 1026 South State Street. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Nick and Ivy Brewing. That's NIK and Ivy Brewing. Website is nickivybrewing.com. It's great stuff. Go visit them, Paul and Chrissy, out there in Lockport, 1026 South State Street at Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. Cannot wait to get back there. It's overdue. All right, I got one more place I tried this week before we get to Ask a Fat. And this place I know has been here forever, and I've never stopped for whatever reason. And literally this week, I was driving past it, and I did pass it, and I said, you know what? That's kind of the exact food I have a taste for. So I literally did a U-turn and went back to Mickey's Gyros in Oak Forest. Again, this place has been here, I think, my entire life. 15221 South Cicero Avenue, so 152nd and Cicero. It is right across the street from Oak Forest Bowling Alley, which just had a massive, massive fire. And it's still, the bowling alley is still like there. Like they didn't demolish it. So there must be some kind of investigation going on or something. But really sad. Oak Forest Bowl was like a huge, huge thing for the community. It was always crowded. They like sand volleyball going on all the time. And it had a massive destructive fire. I don't know if they're going to be able to rebuild. I hope they can. But right across the street there is Mickey's. And I was expecting like your standard kind of like greasy, divey kind of hot dog joint.
Sure.
Place was like patio level food.
Really?
Yeah, like it was terrific. I was really impressed with how good the food was there. I didn't do anything crazy. I just had a taste for a burger, So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna see what the burger's all about, right? I'm gonna order this up, and boy, it was big. It was a half-pound burger. You could see big, like 3 or 4 big slices of bacon on there. Again, the crinkle cut chips, which to me are the king. And you can see in the background there's a Tom Tom tamale. More on that in a second. But look at that bun. See how the bun is toasted?
Yes,
not just
that's so key.
Yeah, it's not just like slapped on there cold. You could tell Mickey's Gyros really like puts a lot of pride into their food, and it shows. And the place was spotless. It was spotless. It was so clean. I walked in like, did they just reopen or something? It was absolutely, you could eat off the floor in that place. Not that you'd want to eat off a floor, but you could. It was that clean. So really liked it. 152nd in Cicero. I will say the burger meat was a little bit dry.
Okay.
Like I add ketchup for it to be a little bit, but I think it's probably just the way it was prepared that day or whatever.
Sure.
But it was really, really good. I'll be going back there often. It's right between my house and my parents' house. And I'm always kind of like, there's always the same stuff between there that I go to all the time. And it's fine. But sometimes you want something new. This was good. Mickey's Gyros, 152nd in Cicero and Oak Forest. I'm sure people from the area have been there many, many times. I'm not reviewing anything new. But I was very, very happy with it. It was damn good. It was really damn good.
Now, did you say you had more on the Tom Tom tamale?
Oh, yeah. I've had these for you. Like, they used to be one of my go-tos.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime I go to a hot dog place, remember I always talk about Juniors, which are all now closed. I would get a Tom Tom every time. But I felt like over the last decade or so, they haven't been very good. Like, they've been kind of mealy and, I don't know, they weren't as, like, dense as they used to be.
Yes.
I don't know if Tom Tom went back to the old recipe or if the people at Mickey's just know how to do it. But this felt like an old school Tom Tom tamale. Like the kind of, I was very pleased. So yeah, it was great. And I think all that was like $12.
Really?
For a half
That's
pound.
not bad at all.
No, it was a good price, good place. And when you walk in there and it's all old dudes.
Yep.
I'm like, as soon as I walked in, yep, this is gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
Because guys like this would not come to a place that sucks.
Right. They don't have time for that.
Yeah, of course. So that was good. All right. Speaking of time, I think it is time to get to Ask a Fats.
Yes.
Now let's do it.
Bless me, Father, for I've sinned. It's been 1 week since my last confession.
Okay, my son. What is your confession?
I'm fat.
Ask a Fat is brought to you by our buddy Charlie the Bacon Guy. Here he is with this week's Bacon Report.
Thanks, Jay. This week we have maple pepper, rosemary, six pepper, chorizo, and jalapeno garlic. The French toast is coming soon. Michael in Washington, Illinois will be taking care of the taste testing that I've done for 2 different recipes. And he'll be letting us know which one we're going to use. So when that's ready, I'll make a bigger batch and let you all know when it's ready to go. Bacon jams are the original, the bourbon, and the cherry jalapeno. I'm going to make a batch of the chorizo bacon jam again this week and see how that goes second time around. I think I know what I'm going to do differently. So that's good news for you. Don't forget about merchandise, t-shirts, hats, beanies, magnets, buttons, stickers, coffee mugs, all the stuff to keep you going. I want a special shout out, happy second birthday to Sasha, my daughter. Her favorite food as of now includes scoops of peanut butter and M&Ms separately for now. But we love you. Happy birthday. For the Bacon Report, I'm Charlie the Bacon Guy.
There it is. Happy birthday, Sasha. I think she should start giving her spoons of peanut butter and M&Ms together.
Or take those M&Ms and eat them and throw the spoon away.
Oh, come on. Peanut butter's good. I know you hate it. It's okay. Like what you like. Don't apologize. But
exactly.
It's like a dog. Just give dog peanut butter. I was joking with him about Sasha. He's like, we're taking her here and so for her birthday because she has no friends. I'm like, what a loser. He's kept going on about how his 2-year-old daughter's a loser because she has no friends.
Nice.
Anyway, get yourself some bacon from Charlie. CharlieTheBaconGuy@gmail.com. At Charlie the Bacon Guy on Instagram, at CZ the Bacon Guy on Twitter. Yes, he will deliver to you I got a text from my father-in-law saying, "Will he deliver to not Woodridge? What was it?
Westmont?
Yeah, something like that. One of those Western burbs." I'm like, "Yes, he will. Order some bacon and he will come to you." So do it. Charlie the Bacon Guy at gmail.com, Charlie the Bacon Guy on Instagram, and at CZ the Bacon Guy on Twitter. Want to leave us a voicemail? Please do. 708-858-3314 is the number. We got a trio of voicemails for you today.
Hey, Jay and Rick. It is Mark Fishman, your design guy. I am driving down 294, just enjoying the 200th episode. The cheese in the glove box is totally new, and I will say, and I can say this, by the way, being Jewish, I hadn't even thought of that hack, and now I'll be putting 64 slices of good old American cheese in my glove box. Save me that benefit. Anyway, had a great fat experience over the last couple of days. I work in Displays, and it turns out Displays is the home to amazing burgers that it's awesome. So there's Paradise Pup, and then there's a place called the Sandlot. They are both kind of these summertime vibey, old school Chicago stands that really just do really good burgers, Chicago style hot dogs, fries, onion rings, that kind of stuff, milkshakes. I've tried both, and I can say now unequivocally, Paradise Pup is the best burger in the city. Fight me.
Wow.
Anyway, you guys have a good one.
Damn. That's high praise.
I was going to say, strong words.
Oof. I was changing my headphones as he was giving his message, so I might have missed the address of Paradise Pup if he said it, but here it is, 1724 South River Road. Now, this place looks like it's going to be great.
Yeah.
It's got the, yeah, it definitely has the appearance of a place that's going to have awesome food, like with the canopy and the picnic tables outside. Like, a place like that, Rick, that's going to be outstanding.
Oh yeah, that's going to be good.
Yeah, anytime you see a place with a bunch of people eating outside at picnic tables, it's going to be great. All right, I don't even know where Des Plaines is. I know there's an Oasis.
Yeah, it's Northern Burb, like think north of Addison. I think it's like northeast of Addison.
Oof. And he commutes from Homewood every day? Ugh.
That's a lot.
That sucks. All right, well, if I'm ever out that way, it's on the map. That's for damn sure. I will check it out.
Oof.
All right, back to the phones we go. What?
Hey, boys, it's Micah from Homewood.
Ooh.
Last episode, Rick brought up the rising price of Taco Bell's cheesy gordita crunches, and so I had a tip for you. It's not a solution, mind you, but I thought I'd give you just a tip just to see how it feels. So you download the Taco Bell app, and not only can you place your order ahead of time, but there's also a section on the app called Online Exclusives. If you choose something called Build Your Own Cravings Box, then you can get a cheesy gordita crunch, a second lesser taco, a side like nachos and cheese with the cheesy potatoes, and a drink, and it's all $5.99. And I think the cheesy gordita crunch by itself is like $5.49 or $5.69. So 30 cents, 50 cents more, you get like a whole deluxe craving, or you get a whole cravings box. And it's not perfect, but you get way more food. You may not feel as slighted. Keep up the good work, boys. Love the show.
Damn,
nice.
That's a good tip.
That's a great tip.
All right. See,
that's more palatable.
Yeah.
To get the extra stuff, because I'm sorry, I don't. I wish I remember what the price was when I was getting the cheesy gordita crunch more consistently, when I had a functioning Taco Bell in my area, but like that, it's just too much, man. Like, inflation can eat my ass for that number, like before the cheesy gordita crunch does.
There's our next t-shirt. Inflation can eat my ass. I'm right. Get on that, Mark Fishman.
Right.
Don't make it.
And the bigger that one is, it's not gonna be sweeter.
Yeah, that's true. Oh dear God, that's gross. That's good.
Watermelons.
Oh, that's Micah, our video editor, who acts like we don't know him.
Yeah.
Yes, Micah, we know it's you. But no, I'm glad to hear him chip in. That's a good tip, and that's like everyone says I don't know why these. Maybe our Culver's insider would know. Just generally, why it is advantageous for companies to push their apps.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like it feels like McDonald's, like really, really, like if you use the app, you're gonna save a lot of money. I don't know. It's weird.
But yeah, like I don't know if it's just increased efficiency through the drive-through. I don't know that would be worth it. Like how they crunch those numbers to know.
Yeah, I kind of want to look at the Taco Bell app now. Let's try this. Should we try it?
Sure.
All right. So I gotta log in like some kind of noob. Logging in.
That's annoying.
It's my phone. Yes,
right. It's also Taco Bell. You shouldn't need to log in for anything Taco Bell related.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. All right. Well, this is not going well because it's
whatever.
Anyway, I'll try and I'll report back to you. Just Taco Bell sounds good. All right, next one here, number 3.
Hello, Fats. This is Bob from St. Charles, and I just made my first order from the Volcano menu, which I have been a giant fan of for a long time. So I've been really stoked about this coming back. However, I don't know if this is already discussed, but oh my God, I got 2 of the Volcano combos and some extra Volcano tacos for just my wife and I, and it came out to like $33. $33. Back in my day, $33 would feed like 10 people at Taco Bell. Now I know times have changed, and things are more expensive. So the reason I'm calling is because I literally wasn't going to order it because I couldn't pay that for Taco Bell. So here's the fat hack for the Taco Bell Volcano menu. Don't order the Taco Bell Volcano menu. Just order from their side selection, because I'm pretty sure you can only get it online right now. But either way, going forward, this is how you do it. Go to the sides section, order as many Volcano sauce sides as you like, because that's the only thing that makes a Volcano, as we know, is just that sauce. So I ordered 6 sides of the Volcano sauce, a couple burritos that are better quality than was offered, in my opinion. I guess that's preference in the Volcano combo. No drinks, which I'm totally cool with. Bottom line, I got a couple extra items and items that I prefer, a couple extra tacos and items that I prefer, with all the sauce, Volcano sauce I need, for $21 as opposed to $33. More food, $11 cheaper. Sorry to make this long, but there's a fat hack that I'm telling you, the difference is crazy. And all you got to do is just dip your item in the Volcano sauce. Love you, Fats. Bobby's out.
There it is. All right. So 2 Taco Bell hacks in a row. Now, as Bobby was explaining this, I did what Micah said. So I'm at the online exclusives. There's build your own cravings box and deluxe build your own cravings box. So I'm going to hit. So the build your own is $5.99, like Micah said. So you choose your specialty. Your options are a Crunchwrap Supreme, a Cheesy Gordita Crunch, or a Chalupa Supreme. Okay. So add Cheesy Gordita Crunch. Choose your classic. The classics are crunchy, soft, beefy 5-layer burrito, bean burrito, or spicy potato soft taco. So I'm going to add a crunchy. That's my usually go-to. Choose a side. Chips and nacho cheese, cinnamon twist, cheesy fiesta potatoes. I'm taking those. Choose your drink. I will take a Diet Pepsi because I'm on a diet. And I will go add, view my bag. It is $5.99.
Wow. Okay.
Accurate. Okay. And then the other thing. So go to sides. He said sides. And yeah. So sides. Scrolling through here. And there it is. The lava sauce, right? That's the Volcano menu.
Yeah.
Order as many of those. They're $1 a pop. That's it. Use the app. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Use the app on all this stuff. That's brilliant. I love that. Thank you, Micah. And thank you, Bob. Bob? Bill? Billy Bob?
Bob.
I forgot already. Well, thank you, my friend. All right. Well, that's it for the voicemails. Let's get to the emails.
Ask a fat about this and that. It's time to chat with the fats.
Email us. I'm fatpod@gmail.com. First one here comes from John. Says, I'm listening in my walk and I'm giggling like an idiot because of the part about crapping your pants on the way home from a restaurant. It got me thinking, what's the restaurant that you avoid because of a traumatic experience? For me, it's Applebee's because in college, I ripped many dabs with my roommate's little brother and fell asleep on the toilet for 30 minutes. My friends thought I was dying, and one of them almost called an ambulance. I wasn't dead, just extremely baked. Keep up the awesome work. That is from John. Boy, I guess the answer is Texas Roadhouse. Because I was so close to crapping my pants that I just don't feel like going through that again.
What would that be for me?
I don't know.
That's interesting because I haven't had too many traumatic food experiences. There have been some that aren't great. Like I had enough bad things happen to me at Taco Bell that I stopped going to my Taco Bell, but that's more specific to mine.
Yeah, it's not like a personal trauma. It's just like you're tired of dealing with the bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you've got time, Rick.
Oh, I have.
Yes. Where you almost blew up Sam's toilet.
Oh, well, I've had that place since. Yeah, that's Besame Taco, which is fantastic. It's good. It's great food. I just have to be smarter about ordering and don't order the, ground dynamite, also known as chorizo.
Oh, God.
It was literally like you couldn't have put a better combo together for what ended up happening of a chorizo, chimmy, suizo.
That's a lot.
It was a lot. And a mistake to do all that.
Yeah, don't do that.
All right, here we go. Okay, looking at this one, let's crack the neck. Let's stretch a little bit before reading this one. We got multiple paragraphs here. These are real paragraphs from Ryan in the Boring Burbs. Hey, Fats, can we talk about milkshakes?
Yes.
I was recently on a work trip, and after driving 5 hours and disappointing drive-through food, I needed something more to keep me driving. I decided to pull off and try a chocolate milkshake from Freddy's. For one thing, needing something to keep you going, driving, and going for a milkshake is hilarious.
Yeah, that's okay.
But what I got was a cup of nearly solid frozen custard with a giant wide mouth straw. Trying to suck that through the straw about turned my body inside out. So there I was driving 75, alternating between scooping out of the supposed shake with a monster straw and stirring it until melted enough to get an unfulfilling pull. Had a few of those.
Yeah.
Good custard, but that wasn't a shake. And Freddy's isn't alone. McDonald's switched to thick shakes a ways back. Everyone seems to do thick shakes now. So, Fats, am I wrong that shakes should be able to be drank through a straw? Is there any place that still has a drinkable while driving shake?
Yeah, it's
a fantastic point.
More appealing than they actually are. And I do think McDonald's has gone back to the thinner shake.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can usually order one and be done with it in 10 minutes. But yeah, thick shakes sound great in theory.
Yes.
But if you're taking it to go, you don't want to wait 25 minutes for it to become melted enough to drink.
Right.
Yeah, screw that.
Yeah, I think places just, instead of having their ice cream and their shake ice cream or whatever you want to call it, it's really just okay, we have one type of ice cream and we just slap it into a cup. And that's sure what it feels like when it comes to shakes at this point. A really well done, a steak and shake, I think is the one that has remained with the same integrity over time.
And I know I'll say too, a Dairy Queen shake is very drinkable because they treat it differently than your standard thick ass, unsuckable, so to speak, milkshake. Next one here. Yeah. Next one here is from Nolan. By the way, Ryan from the Boring Burbs went off about how great his Mazda is. Yes, we agree. The Mazda is awesome. Thank you for that, Ryan. Scott, we're a little short on time, so we're going to keep going here. Nolan says, I have one question for you guys and also a bit of information. The question is, what are some words or phrases that people have said to describe you that they're saying you're fat, but I don't want to hurt your feelings? For example, hey, big guy, that hurts less, but it makes sense. Also, the information season 2 of The Bear is out for your viewing pleasure. Stay hungry, my friends. Yeah, the big guy thing, that's always a big move for people who are asking me for money. Hey, big guy, change? No. You just called me fat.
Right.
Don't call me big guy. That's
right.
That's like, just call me lard ass instead. Like you're basically saying the same thing.
Yeah.
By saying big guy, I'm going to know you're talking to me.
Yeah.
It's just calling all my insecurities into place. So yeah, don't call big people big guy. That's not cool. We don't like that.
Yeah. That's one where it's just, yeah, I'm just not a fan.
No.
It'll end up doing that, and it's just, yeah.
And you watched The Bear, right?
Yeah, so I haven't watched season 2 yet. I think I'm probably going to just watch it myself because Sam had mentioned she hadn't watched season 1, so she wanted to catch up and then watch season 2. But I'm getting to the point where it's like, I don't know that I want to wait anymore.
Yeah, it's such a damn good show.
Yeah.
I think we're about halfway through. And we just watched the holiday episode, and boy, man, like they can do some intense stuff on that show. And so I saw someone say it. What makes the show so great is everybody on there is an excellent facial actor. Like,
yeah,
capturing the emotion in their faces, and the camera works. They always tight up on faces, so you really see like the reactions and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And all of those actors are really great at acting facially.
Yes.
Which is a channel on another website, but it's a different kind of thing.
Different tab, yeah.
Yeah, different tab. That's for sure. But yeah, that show is great. And I was wondering, like, boy, how are they going to follow up season 1?
Yeah.
Season 2 is terrific. All right, we got another long one here. I'll handle this one since you did one last time. It says, "Hello, Rick and Jay. Settle a debate. How do you prepare your dog if you eat it at home?" Okay, ground rules. This is a bit different than what you would order at a restaurant or what you would do at a barbecue. In other words, you got to take into consideration the I want a hot dog and I want to eat it now attitude when you eat a dog at home. For example, when I'm at a barbecue, it's obviously going to be grilled. And when I'm ordering out at a restaurant, it'll be Chicago style. But when I'm at home, it's always boiled and put in a bun with condiments, but no ketchup. My sister-in-law, on the other hand, insists on boiling your hot dog is nasty. So she microwaves hers until it splits. Then she eats it just a bun. Insane behavior, in my opinion. So here we go. Category 1, your cooking method: grilled, boiled in a pan, microwaved, or other. Category 2, final prep method: bun only, raw dog, another channel, bun and ketchup, bun and condiments, but no ketchup, aka mustard, relish, mayo, etc. Chili, other. Okay, so if I'm making hot dogs at home, 99 out of 100 times I'm throwing them on the grill.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just waiting until they split, and I'm doing the ballpark. And then usually, I know I get mocked for this, but I'm usually a just ketchup guy.
Mm-hmm.
But if we have onions and we have time, I'll like to grill up some onions and throw those on there without ketchup. I would say 9 times out of 10 or 99 out of 100, we're just going to get a pack of ballparks, throw them on the grill until they split, and just cook. And that's usually 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Until you get to that point. That's easiest. The other way I will do is I will put them in a pot of water and then turn it on. And as soon as the water boils, I know they're done. And then you can actually take like a little grate and put the grate over the boiling water and put the buns on there so the buns get steamed. That's the other thing we do. But again,
Smart.
99 out of 100, it's grilled. How about you, Rick?
Yeah, generally when I'm eating a hot dog and it's not like at a place, I'm at somebody else's place and it's probably going to be on a grill like that. But boiled is generally, if I'm making hot dogs myself, they're going to be boiled just because I also have no outdoor space to myself. So grilled isn't really an option.
Yeah.
So at that point, I'll go boiled, and I go mustard only generally.
Okay.
That's usually my go-to. I think microwave and just a bun is kind of asinine.
Yeah, that's maniac behavior.
Yes.
Yeah. Why not just boil it? Ugh. I try not to microwave unless I have to, unless there's like no other solution.
Right.
It just gets kind of gross and ugh. Yeah. I mean, light up a grill. I mean, I could see if you have only a charcoal grill, right? Like that's a huge pain in the ass. But if you have any sort of quick starting grill, like what are you doing? Just throw it on there and you're good to go. Like I've got the Weber Traveler, but even like a Weber Genesis or like a nicer gas grill, that thing's gonna get hot in 5 minutes, hot enough to get a hot dog going. Yeah, I grill all the time. I'm telling you, man, like a ballpark hot dog on a grill, it's great. It tastes so good. It's so easy. All right, last one here. And I feel bad about this. And somehow last week, unless I'm mistaken, on episode 200, we did not mention this person's name. And PMac from Bartlett calls us out and says, I can't believe no one sent in a shout out to Southside Butt Rash Carolyn. That woman deserves props or maybe even her own t-shirt.
Hi, Fats. This is Southside Butt Rash Carolyn.
Yes. And for those that don't know Southside Butt Rash Carolyn, the first time she got in touch with us was she had a rash on her butt. And she was looking for ways to make it feel better. So then she became...
Hi, Fats. This is Southside Butt Rash Carolyn.
And that's her moniker. And somehow Carolyn did not come up during...
that's an L. That's an L for us.
Well, I was hoping to hear from her, quite frankly. And maybe I was just a little bit hurt that we didn't hear from Carolyn for episode 200. But it is what it is. You know, she's always welcome here. She knows that. And she is it's right. It's correct. She is a Chicago, or she is an I'm Fat podcast legend. That's for sure.
She really is. There's
no doubt about that. All right, let's wrap this up. This one was long, but we took it off, so I think we owed you an extra 20 minutes or so.
Yeah. So follow us on all of our social media, including Threads now at I'm Fat Pod, imfatpod@gmail.com. Check out the Patreon if you'd like. Throw a couple bucks our way. I'mFatMerch.com to get shirts like the one I'm wearing right now. Love it. So
can't point. Yes. I haven't figured out how to point correctly on a video stream. There we go.
Oh, boy.
I always do the wrong way.
That was
it is literally the opposite of where you are in my eye.
Yes.
Right? Like you are to my I'm looking at you and you're my right. See? But I'm touching you right now, but that's not accurate. All right. Anyway.
Okay. Anywho,
I'm done touching you.
YouTube.com/I'mFatPodcast. Subscribe and like each video. Even if you don't watch the podcast, you'd rather listen to it in audio form, you don't watch it on YouTube, just hit us that like.
Yeah.
Very much appreciated.
Jerks.
And then subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, unsubscribe, and resubscribe to the regular podcast feed and leave us the old 5-star rating and a review. That helps us out a ton in terms of the ratings and juking numbers and all that type of fun stuff that everybody does. And we just need to get with the program on all that. So then, of course, the best thing you can do is check out our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, Frato's Culinary Kitchen, and Nick and Ivy Brewing. So for Jay, I'm Rick, and this is the I'm Fat Podcast.
Mustard's acid yellow dressing. Relish verdant green so vibrant. Onions, tomatoes, cucumbers cut into vegetables refinement. Light as tufted seeds upon the wind so buoyant. Angel's fluff, the hot dog bun. Flecked with poppy seeds, this holy vessel holds all of summertime's enjoyment. Botanical salinity of celery salt's anointment. As sporting pepper's jaunty spice joins with the kosher dill, the spirit it pierced the side of Christ dogs split open on the grill. And the mingling of charcoal upon the humid wind, let all who care to know or notice that summer once again begins.